and may I introduce directors Adil El Arbi and Bilal Falah.
Woo! Let's go! Woo! Hello.
Check. Okay.
First of all, I want to give a huge thank you to IMAX for being an amazing partner and for letting us screen movies here at IMAX headquarters because it looks amazing. And also to Sony Pictures for letting us screen the film, I don't know, a week before it comes out. So huge thank you to those guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I heard they just put the screen yesterday, so.
Yeah, this is a brand new screen at IMAX HQ.
Insane. We're blessed with Bad Boys. Big honor.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I got like 1,000 questions for you guys. Let me start with, so after the success of the last one, which a lot of people don't realize was like a big hit for Sony, how quickly were they on the phone with you saying, we'd like to do another one?
Well, it was actually the last day of production, so it was the last day of post-production. We were thinking about doing that little post-credit scene, and it was 50-50, we were not sure if we were going to put it in the movie or not. And then we basically flipped a coin and we said, okay, let's put the post-credit scene in it because the test screenings were going so well, the tracking was pretty good. So, at that moment, Sony was thinking maybe we might do another one. So, and after the first week of release, then they said, okay, let's start thinking about the Bad Boys 4.
Woo!
Yeah. We really thought that Bad Boys for Life would be the last one. That's why we call it Bad Boys for Life. As this was Bad Boys for Life.
So, but I'm so curious. So after the success of the last one, and you guys all realize, oh, we're going to do another one. What is it like between the studio and Will and Martin and everyone and Jerry Bruckheimer in terms of coming up what that story is going to be and what, you know what I mean? Like getting the script done. What is it all like behind the scenes?
That we had or that we were playing with around was the fugitive idea, because even though we have seen that multiple times in movies before, we had never seen Mike and Marcus in that kind of situation. So we were pitching like, yeah, it would be cool if they're on the run and they gotta be hiding from the cops but also from criminals. And then during the years after Bad Boys for Life, Will was coming up with like a lot of these ideas. He really wanted Marcus to go through that spiritual awakening and to have a kind of trading places kind of idea. And we just we thought it was pretty fresh and interesting because we didn't want this movie to be a copy of the other movies.
Sure. One of the things that and I'm not sure how many of you guys noticed, but with a lot of movie stars, screen. Jason Statham. Now, listen, I'm a huge fan of Jason, but he doesn't like to lose. One of the things I respect about Will in this is that he is willing to deal with real human issues, like having panic attacks and being human while still being like a superhero, if you will. So what is it like with Will? Was there any apprehension about that aspect of the character, or is it one of those things where he embraces it?
Well, I think Will is really, it's all about story for him, like for Jerry Bruckheimer, for us. So he really always wanted to explore the human, dimension of it and really dig into it. And for him, it was really about that friendship that Mike and Marcus have and really about the ride and die aspect. So seeing, Mike going through all these struggles and seeing, Marcus going to this spiritual awakening, and he's coming back with a lesson of wisdom of life. That was really the story, and for him the story serves everything, whether it's the dramatic scenes, the comedy, or the action.
I'm so curious what it's like with Martin and Will on set. How much is, because listen, and stuff, but the reason you go to see a Bad Boys movie is the chemistry between the two of them and them yelling at each other and driving around and making each other crazy. So how much are all those scenes scripted? How much is it partly scripted and then them improvising in the moment? Can you sort of take us through that?
It's mostly the improvisation happens during the rehearsals. So you will have like a basic scene, for instance the Chinook scene where they're sitting and they're just waiting. But then when we do the rehearsal, Will starts to come up with some idea like, wouldn't it be funny if we have like a funny dialogue at that moment? And then they improvise, they riff. And the writer, he starts typing whatever they're improvising at the moment, and sometimes it's super funny, and it takes a whole day. So we gotta tell them to calm down and to focus, because you gotta move on to the other scenes. But by the time you come on set, all these scenes have already been rehearsed and written. So because there's not a lot of time to really improvise that much. But usually we would do like 4 takes of what's on the page, and then after that we just go freestyle, and sometimes there are like happy accidents that come up.
So one of the things about both,
like Mike, and you see Mike becoming Marcus, and it's like split screen, and it's really funny. But if you put it in a movie, it slows everything down, and it just takes. You see how important editing is, and yeah, sometimes it's better to tell a story one time than not 2 times. And we had that a lot, like double beats. Yeah.
That would have been cool to see.
Yeah.
We got them on the DVD.
If there's still DVDs, on YouTube.
So
It could have been forever.
Yeah. We were doubting between Bad Boys Forever or Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Yeah, but I don't know who decided in the end.
Well, we loved Ride or Die.
We thought Ride or Die was cool enough forever, because they never really say Bad Boys Forever, and we already had For Life,
forever.
So
It's like, Ride or Die, and also the movie really goes about, your ride or die.
yeah, it's really about that friendship, that bond. So, but in a couple of years we might change. Star Wars changed to A New Hope, so maybe this changed to For Life, and the other one becomes Ride or Die.
Well,
We'll switcheroo,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you end up doing one more, it could be Bad Boys Forever.
Yeah, so we make it extra confusing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you have a word with 5?
Yeah, five for life.
I'm basically wondering what you might be doing after this one.
Well, they didn't ask, specifically, but they always want to make other movies with us, and if there's another Bad Boys, it should go international in other countries, like
Yeah.
Europe, Asia, Africa. That would be cool.
Dubai,
Yeah. That would be
around the world, Bad Boys around the world.
Do you know? Because when did you finish? When did you finish editing this? Like, when did you hit wrap, if you will, on post production?
I think
It's not long ago.
No, it was 20 days ago or something like that. Yeah, it was super tough.
Yeah, people don't realize, like, a lot of the movies that are coming out, I mean, they're taken away from directors rather than the directors saying, "I'm done."
Yeah. In this case, it was really, this is it. There was the very last things. If we had not stopped, then all the cinemas would be too late. You could not see the movie here on IMAX. So it was really at the very last moment, 20 days ago. So.
Yeah, I just want to add also, like, we all were packed together making this movie, so it was not like the studio. Shout out to Tom Rotman. Really was so passionate about this project. Will, us, Jerry, we were all together ending this movie. And there's a lot, you want to change, but we were all like, it's time to let it go. Let the baby go.
2 last things, and I'm going to let you go. One, this one doesn't have a post-credit scene. Was there any debate about putting one in?
Well, maybe in home entertainment there might be one. Yeah.
Some surprises.
Yeah. The thing is that there was because it was so tight. There was the last thing that we didn't have time to test, and then we said, studio said, let's put it just in a home entertainment, and people will discover it then.
Oh, okay. So this is I have so many follow-ups. And my last thing for you, do you guys know what you're going to be directing next? Are you working on scripts? Like, what's coming up for you?
Well, we're going back to Belgium to do a Belgian movie about the drug trafficking in Antwerp, which is a sequel to a previous movie we did also in Belgium. And then we just wait for what happens with this one, and hopefully, inshallah, it becomes a success, and then we can come back to Hollywood, and we'll be waiting for an email if we are allowed to come back.
We're at your service.
On that note, I really want to say, and I really mean this sincerely,
Well, it's like it needs to flow. extremely important.
Yes.
That's, you know, that's